The possibility of something happening that really wasn't on the schedule.
Mr. Dookie Fly Swatter and
the Haunted Garage!
If you took 80s slasher movies and put it in a blender with metal and punk rock, you're gonna get Haunted Garage.
Dookie and his crew were almost like making horror movies, horror punk.
But the gag is, you're in the splash zone.
It is splatter rock. It is chainsaw rock and roll.
Not only chainsaw them, but would pull the guts out and spread them all over the place.
It's like going to a horror movie, except it's actually happening.
There was this real fervor at the time about shock rock, how bad it was for the kids.
The shock value was exactly what I wanted.
I look over and I see Dookie with his arms on fire.
The flashes from the rear end.
He got brain surgery live on stage.
Whenever you find something weird, we'll give a use for it.
It's not an act that we put on to go on stage.
We were real.
There was some shit being exercised right there.
That was the raw stuff.
You walk out of there feeling like you've maybe left the planet for a little while.
Their legacy is they were unique.
They did things that weren't being done, and they did things that were outside of people's comfort zones.
Dookie was always just ahead of his time on that.
But it really rocked hard. I mean, he had really good musicians in the band.
We didn't want it to be only this deep. We wanted it to be this deep.
It's Haunted Garage. That's the whole point of taking things too far.
They just were doing it to have a good time and make you laugh.
It was always fucking fun.
Actually, we're a lot more stable than I think Bill Cosby.
I don't know how to explain it. It exploded.
Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
Tom Waits was there.
We blind Axl Rose.
When you're sitting between Dookie and Elvira, it doesn't get any cooler than that.
There were lines around the block to see Haunted Garage. They were the it band at the time.
Those guys were gods to who they were gods to.
He's an icon of the underground exploitational genre.
Punk rock god of Hollywood.
Bela Lugosi's horrible punk rock grandson.
G.G. Allen, but fun.
He's like a friendly vampire.
He was LA's Peter Lorre.
You need somebody in a movie, that's the guy that you want.
Roger Ebert said it's the worst movie he's ever seen. Cold Steel. Sharon Stone? Who knew? He had a great writing career.
He puts everything he's got into it. He made his whole life his art.
I think that the whole world should know about it.
Now I'm gonna cry.
Slam, 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 slam.
Wait a minute, you're gonna get this.
Oh, thank you.
What's happening, everybody around the world? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Listen, it looks a little bit different today. Just giving you a heads up. This is a different computer. It's the old computer, different camera. You're seeing a bit more of my world than you usually do on both sides. But we'll get through it. Friggin' Apple's got my computer, you know, and of course they get nothing done timely. So attempting to do this on an older computer with an older operating software. So that said, that was a cool trailer, huh? Yeah, we're gonna get into it today. What's up, Big Rob? How you doing? Big Rob from Bitter Uproar. What's up, Ray? Yeah, shout out to all the great moms and strong women in the world. Yo, Rap Bones, what's up? Shouting out Stella, Luke's mom. Here you go. What else? What's up, Mike? Mike LaRouche. Happy Sunday, you hardcore mofos from Massachusetts. Did you see that sick of it all agnostic front crown of thorns there at the Middle East? It was a couple days ago. Did you catch that, LaRouche? What's up? Ozzy from the High and the Mighty. There you go. What's going on? Yeah. That said, what else? Yeah. Listen, we're going to get through it. Fear not. B. Whittles, what's up? Happy Mommy's Day to everybody. Happy all the mothers. Speaking of mothers, what's up with this guy?
Happy Mother's Day, you mothers.
Hey.
Hey.
You look better than me on the show. I'm like all like lagged out.
You know what? Well, I got the new iPad, so I'm, high tech over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Man. Some interesting characters in this movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like once I saw that trailer, I was like, you know what? Let's do a show with this guy.
Yeah.
And like, because this is one of those things that like I don't know about this forwards and backwards, and I like doing shows every now and then, that are slightly challenging,
Well, we are challenged for sure mentally.
How many like hardcore knuckleheads can we interview on this show? You know what I'm saying?
Knucklehead and proud. That's us.
Seriously. All right. Let's do photo of the day. Let's clear the deck. What the heck? Things are going to move a little slower for me today. I'm warning everybody.
Come back here, you rabbit.
Take my hand. Yep, pretty much. But determined. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Wrong answers only, please. Let's bring it back. This is photo of the day. Boom. What do we got? What do we got for entertainment? Cops kicking gypsies on the pavement. Yeah. So, yes. Yeah, Tom. Yes, I've almost exhausted the knucklehead Rolex. You know what? I gotta say, the knucklehead Rolex is deep over here, bro.
You know what?
Yeah.
Knucklehead Rolodex is a band name right there waiting to happen.
That's a good one. I should add that. That is a good one. We are Knucklehead Rolodex. All right. Not mad at that.
I saw them open for the gluten-free motherfuckers years ago.
Yeah, I gotta write that down. Good one. All right. Is it Purple Guitar Must Be Prince?
Hey, Scott Earth, what's up?
What's up, Scotty? Is it Prince? Is it Elmo's first band? Is it Toto?
Rat Bones.
Nice guitar. Is it the Kardashian Killer?
He's Ray Hogan knows what's up.
Someone said, I saw a funny one in here. Is it Gary King? It's more like Gary Hanneman, really. But, right?
That's right. That's right.
Is it Dave Grohl? All right. Is it Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Dugan?
Does he look like that? I don't remember what he looked like.
I don't know. Let me see what else we got here. Moving slow. Oh, here's another. Oh, these are cool. Yeah, let's do this. Here we go. Moving slow. All right, here's another one. Is it Journey?
That's definitely Steve Perry right there.
Right. Yeah. Nice vest.
Yeah, he's
Tails.
doing the. It's like a horror battle vest.
Yeah, it's like, I see Tales from the Crypt. Is it Ted Nugent?
I've never seen Nugent, actually. That's one person I've never seen live.
Bro, you know whose first concert was Ted Nugent, and he was talking about it? And yes, I am trying to get him on the show. That's Ian Mackay's first show was Ted Nugent.
Ian and Rollins were huge Nugent fans growing up.
Yeah, they were. Yep.
So
absolutely. Yep.
I think he'd be a fascinating guest for sure.
Listen, man, I've been working on him for forever, you know. All right, here we go. Right answers only, please. Here we go. Schmodo of the day. There you go. Right answers only, please. Is it? Things are moving fast now. Hold on. Is it Frampton?
Coming alive.
Do you feel like I do? Is it Holt and how do you pronounce it? Zuza?
Actually, Souza with an S, I believe, for the person.
Is it Exodus? Is it Exodus? Is it Gary Holt Exodus Slayer? Is it Gary Holt? All right, what do you got?
Gary Holt. Yes, this is Exodus. This was a couple nights ago at the Paramount in Huntington, the Bay Strikes Back tour. And it was Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel. Total old school San Francisco thrash. Phenomenal night. I ran into so many of our friends that I did not expect to see there, like Tristan DeGraves and Elijah from the Women.
You mean one of the guys in my band actually went out and saw another band play? I find that hard to believe.
Eliza from the Women of the Pit. I saw Josh from Urban Waste. I saw the non-residents there. Everybody was getting their thrash on, and it was a fantastic show. All 3-bit. Dave Lombardo back playing drums in Testament again.
I've never seen Testament.
Oh, all 3 bands still killing it all these years later. And I just, it was Gary Holt's 58th birthday the night before the show. So they presented him with a birthday cake, and it was such a fun show. I grew up on all the thrash stuff, and
yo,
there he is.
Big shout out right here. Big shout out goes out right here to my main man, Chris Contos, who says, I was in all 3 bands, Death Angel, Testament, and Exodus. So big ups to Chris Contos, who was pounding
Who was the most fun for him to play with? I wonder.
Oh God! Don't put him. Don't.
To play in all 3 of those bands. I mean, you're talking about. It's like an endurance test. These guys all just. And you know what? Speaking of drummers, Tom Hunting from Exodus, beating cancer, and still crushing it, and just absolutely killing it on stage.
Wait, he was playing guitar
in Exodus. No, not Tom Hunting.
No.
Confusing. What's his name? I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of the drummer from Exodus. Not Hunting. Tom Hunting.
Okay.
The drummer. The other drummer was Gary Hunault, you're thinking of. The other guitarist, I mean.
Yeah, Gary. Yeah, right.
Hunault. He's long gone, but no. Tom Hunting is the drummer, and he was so happy to be there, and everybody they really just killed it. And it was see that? Nice. It was Exodus.
Yeah.
It was a great night, and I just really, some music just makes you turn back into a teenager when you hear it, and it just that was the night. Everybody was great. It was a blast.
I wanted to go, Alago was hawking me. But you know what? At this point, dude, I can't go out at night anymore. I can't handle it. It's like, basically, if you want me to see your band, one, you have to play, it has to be a matinee. And you have to play early in the matinee, like second or third band. And then, even then, chances are I could only really watch your band for like 15 minutes before like
It's like the early bird. It's like the early bird special.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm asleep. Dead asleep by 10 o'clock at night.
Wow. It was great. You missed a good one. I will say that. So, and
I know.
I want to shout out our friend Warren Lee, by the way, for coming through big. He's the man. He was the man of the hour that night. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Warren is awesome.
Yeah, we love that dude. Yo, did you hear that Arnie Stone's blowing the Fazuk up?
What happened?
Arnie Stone is blowing up.
Well, what's he up to now?
Bro, Arnie Stone is on the cover of this week's Jewish Journal.
Look at that.
A lifetime of work behind the camera. Blowing it up down in Florida, the old man is. Yep.
On the cover of JJ.
Bro, doing big things, Arnie Stone. Yeah. Talking about our new film. It's all about our new film. So it's cool.
That's awesome. Score one for the chosen people right there.
Yeah, man. You heard? On the cover of the JJ.
He hasn't been around for some words of wisdom in a while.
I know. I got to get him on the show. I don't want to come on.
So,
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, everybody loves when he comes on.
I know. He's bugging.
You know what? He was great when you did the premiere in the city. Sitting with him and Laser Lloyd together was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Laser Lloyd actually played it. Was like improvising a song about your father.
Yeah, I know, right?
Which was great. So
yeah. So yeah, it's great. So blowing up.
What's up?
See, blowing up at almost 90 years old. So
God bless him. God bless him.
Go figure, man.
Oh man, what's up, Phil from Germany? What's up?
Yep.
Phil, gotta thank Phil. He sent me a bunch of links for a bunch of German bands. I appreciate it.
Hey, while you're here, let's do the next 4 shows, and hopefully, I have my friggin' computer back by then.
That'd be good.
I'm ready. I'm gonna fight. I don't even want to make any threats here on the air. But they better have my computer ready when the time I come back from Florida. I'm
coming for you, Steve Jobs. Oh wait, no, he's already dead.
I'm gonna dig his ass up and I'll dig his ass up and throw him all over the place, man. Give me back my shit. Next 4 shows here on the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Coming up. Hold on, let me clear this.
Buffering.
Yeah, things are moving slow here, man. It's gonna be
like dial up.
It's gonna be that kind of a party, man. So.
Larry Kelly.
What's up, Larry?
I saw Larry got a shout out at the Go Bordello show the other night. I saw him.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And in fact, Eugene did an acoustic version of "Victim in Pain."
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get him to play one of our Bowery Electric shows.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I talked to him the other night. He's down.
I could think of one right now that he could do.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. All right. Obviously, we got some problems here.
Ah, shit. Look at that.
It's going to be that kind of a party. God damn. All right.
You know what? I didn't get to send you the antipasto picture today because it's over at my brother's house today. But we are doing the big family thing for Mother's Day, so.
All
Happy
right.
Mother's Day to all your mothers.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, man. It's going to be a challenging day, isn't it?
Well, good luck.
I'm just going to stay calm. I'll try one more time. Come on, baby. Come on. I hope I don't have to go through this all day. That's going to piss me off. Oh, fuck. All right, I give up on this.
All right.
All right, I'll see you later, man.
I'll see everybody later.
All right.
See you at the Black and Blue.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Struggling along. It's like I'm underwater. We are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, 126 Hardcore Clothing, Grunge and Grime, Soap Company, and since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com. Follow them on Facebook and on Instagram. Come on now, 126 Hardcore Clothing is a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining the hardcore attitude. Get in touch with them. Ramp up your game at www.126hardcoreclothing.com. New York Hardcore Comics, come on, open in 2013, selling comic books, punk rock, and hardcore memorabilia, toys, statues, skateboard decks, tapes, vinyl, and all things horror. We love helping bands push their demos and new tracks, so please stop by and drop off your new music. We have in-store events like Magic the Gathering and Warhammer tournaments, plus meet and greets with bands and some live performances. Open 7 days a week and shipping worldwide. Find us online through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and eBay. Located at 117 Main Street in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. www.newyorkhardcorecomics.com. That said, let's bring on our guest. Sorry it has taken so long. Today's guest is a musician and filmmaker hailing from the Empire State of New York. As a musician, he is known for his work with Project Mayhem, Radioactive Chicken Heads, Rosemary's Billy Goat, Vonesper, and Green Jelly. As a filmmaker, he's the force behind Vonesper Studios and is here today to talk about his new project, The Life and Slimes of Dookie Flyswatter and Haunted Garage. Coming at us from the suburbs of New York City, please welcome Mr. Kevin Vonesper.
Hi.
What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up? I'm
Hi.
glad to be here with Drew Stoned.
It's been a while. How are you, buddy?
I am good. How are you? Swimming underwater, I see.
Well, you know, I'm glad you're here to save me.
Yes, I'm here to save the show. We're all saved now.
Hey, what's happening? You know what? Let's touch on the film thing for a second. Like,
sure.
Because theoretically, the ever dependable Bill Manspeaker is going to be checking in, right? Green Jelly.
Bill Manspeaker.
Bill Manspeaker, excuse me.
Yeah.
Is where are they playing tonight?
Somewhere in the desert.
Gallup, New Mexico, bro.
Yeah. Somewhere with probably no Wi-Fi and lots of aliens.
Yeah, right. You know what? Before we jump in, you know, all right, let's do this. How did you come up when Bill shows up? We'll get right into the film. But how did you come up? Where'd you come up? Who were your early like horror and music influences?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, if you really want to bring it all the way back to about 10-year-old Kevin in 1994, you know, post the grunge era dying out and everything, the big thing that I found that influenced my life in every direction up until this day was actually Green Jello and this tape right here, Serial Killer. And of course, it had the classic Three Little Pigs video on it, but it also had a video called The Misadventures of Shitman, which included a Dookie Flyswatter, although I did not know it at the time. And also the drummer of Green Jello also turns into Shitman. His name is Danny Carey. I don't know what he's doing these days. But yeah, and then I I quickly got into like GWAR and Haunted Garage and Dooky's film career, and I got into B horror movies when I was like 11 years old, and it really just was the springboard for the rest of my life and interest in music and horror.
Let me see if this is going to work here. I got a picture of you. Maybe, yeah, right. Ah, bingo.
Oh, there's me and Odorous Urungus from GWAR.
Yeah.
When he was on my old web TV show, Twilight Vision.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was sort of like my first attempt at documentary filmmaking for my own sake.
You know, Chris Contos, who was in the chat room a minute ago, who played drums for all those bands, I remember him telling me that him and his wife were early GWAR maggots.
Yeah.
If you're still out there,
I
if you're
think
still out there,
Slipknot took that name.
What's that?
I think Slipknot took the maggots name, but they did have the world maggot, which would eat audience members on stage.
Yeah, I remember Chris Contos and his wife telling me, like, this is early on in the GWAR game. They like they went through like a meat grinder. They came out at the other end, and it was like a whole. It was wild, you know.
Oh yeah, and that picture was from Irving Plaza. GWAR. I've been seeing them as every tour that I can go to. I've seen them at least twice since the pandemic started. Even
is that right?
Yeah, and check them out. They got a new single out and a new album coming out. And they're going on tour next month.
You know,
is always back in action.
My friend Jack Flanagan, formerly of the Mob, he played in Murphy's Law for a minute. He managed them. I guess with a band like that, when the main guy passes away, they just sort of made an adjustment, and they're just going. They just introduced some new characters.
Yeah,
and
it's business as usual, because you know the thing that a lot of people don't understand about GWAR is it's really an art collective. It's not even a band so much as an art collective.
Sure.
And even though Dave, as Odorous, was the face of the band, he wasn't the whole operation. You know, he was just a little part of it, and he wanted to have the band go on forever with different people filling the roles. I think even if he was still alive, I think he was going to bow out from GWAR for a while and pass it along to someone else. So
who's like the
singer now?
Well, no, the brains. Who's the what's the word I'm looking for?
I'll tell you
who's
the
puppet master. Who's really behind the whole? Who's running the show?
Yeah, Glomco, a giant corporation.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Glomco. Is that what?
If you want to get into the mythos.
So, did Sleazy P. Martini work for them?
No, he was against them. The GWAR in their lore was the last independent media that was not owned by the giant corporation, which in the movie, I have it over there, damn it. Dr. Professor Skullhead Face from the 90s, they made a movie, and the head of the company, who turns into this crazy alien guy, is played by Jello Biafra.
Okay.
And there's also cameos from what's the singer from Skid Row?
Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach is in it too.
Hey, Chris Conto says it goes back to their first show in the Bay Area. I tried out on drums and was the first guy to play double bass kicks with them.
Wow.
I turned down the job. They had 22 members at that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
You want to talk about a band with a lot of members? Green Jello has over 1,000 members now.
Frumes says Kevin is the hardcore historian of all things GWAR and Haunted Garage.
That's me.
Yeah, that's cool. What is going on? We're going to skip around, but what is going on here?
So that is from one of my high school punk bands.
Is that
wrong answers only?
Yeah, right. I'm looking. Is that? Wait, hold on. Is that Project Mayhem?
It is not. It's sort of Project Mayhem. So Project Mayhem was my main punk band in high school, and then this was our side project called Scam. Society Can't Accept Us.
That's great.
It was kind of like our hardcore alter egos. And the only real difference is that our singer there, my friend Pat, he wrote the songs for this band, and then we just kind of like became these different characters to play with him. So you see my friend has a wig and a cape, and I'm in my like some sort of emo like Milo from the Descendants sort of thing. And in another picture you'd see Pat had like this crazy fur coat on over his Meatmen shirt, and you could tell that they were a big influence on us.
What
That was probably 16 in that picture.
I'm looking for a couple of oldies also.
Yeah, I sent him some dirt.
You what early horror films did you? I mean, did you love that genre, or did you just sort of? I guess sort of Green Jello, Haunted Garage, GWAR. I guess that's
They were like the holy trinity of like the costume weirdo bands at the time.
Right. But it's safe to say like those bands were really influenced by over-the-top slasher films.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, because of like the splaying the blood into the audience and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it was an amalgamation of, you know, I'm sure they were all like the original sort of monster kids, and they grew up with Godzilla and pro wrestling and just like extreme comics from Japan, and just all those influence in a blender came out in these different ways in these different bands doing similar but different things. And that's why they all kind of like, you know, got together, and they were all friends, and
any
magnetism of weirdos.
Any early horror films really inspired you?
I guess you could say I was young when this came out, and I saw it in the movie theater the first weekend it was out. Before it went national, I saw the Blair Witch Project. I think it was at the Angelica Theater in New York City. Sold out crowd, New York City. You could hear a pin drop. Nobody slept that night. And of course, if you're talking about DIY filmmaking, what's more influential than that? Seeing that as like a 9 or 10-year-old.
I'm a big fan of that film.
Yeah, I still am. I am a big advocate of that, and the sequel.
I was a big fan. I didn't see the sequel.
It's a whole different podcast.
Right. Well, but the sequel, like the sequel to the Blair Witch Project, from what it seems to me, is like the sequel to Cloverfield. It is sort of like very vaguely connected.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. It's one of those movies that the studio really fucked up in its development, and its original intention is not what you see on the screen.
Yeah.
But it's still really fun, and if you think of it with the original intention in mind, it's actually a pretty brilliant film, because it was made by the guy who did the West Memphis 3 documentaries.
Yeah.
So he was kind of bringing that documentary, true crime filmmaking into it, and then the studio kind of messed it up and made it some bullshit.
I thought that Blair Witch Project was just really, really good, man. I mean,
yeah,
and as a film, it was brilliant. It's brilliant. I was friends with Josh that's in the film.
Oh, really?
For a while, yeah, when I was out in Hollywood for a while, we used to go snowboarding together, and nice guy. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't, but it was sort of like right after the film came out and was blowing up, and he was just sort of, it was like, wow, like I did this sort of little nothing film, and like it's blowing up, you know?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably one of the most successful films of all time, considering its micro budget.
That's right. And as a filmmaker, it was one of those things that I looked at and I was like,
exactly.
Why did I not think of that?
Right. So that was a huge influence on, of course, even what I'm doing now is not a horror movie, but it's completely DIY filmmaking, grassroots,
Yeah. You know what was another film that I saw and I was like, genius, was The Green Room. Did you see The Green Room?
Oh, is that the one with the Nazi punk bands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
It was the story of like the band like gets stuck backstage.
Yeah.
These neo-Nazis.
They play Nazi punks fuck off, right?
Yeah, these neo-Nazis kill somebody and someone in the band sees it and they're barricaded backstage.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
It was I was like, what a genius concept. So simple yet incredibly
effective.
Entertaining. Like the whole thing shot in one room, basically,
Right. Yeah.
Really, really good film.
Yeah, that was a good one. Go check it out, The Green Room.
Yeah, it's really good. I like this picture of you a lot too. This reminded me of the the VHS camera I used to borrow from my
Yeah.
dad. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so that's also me in high school operating. We used to film things on VHS cameras, guys. That might have been even an SVHS camera.
An
Super
SVH,
fancy.
that's hard. SVHS.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm probably 15 there, and I think I'm wearing a Misfits shirt.
Yeah, those are the door opens up like, you know, like you put the VHS tape in there, you know?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that thing's a beast, man.
Good times.
Yeah, that thing's a friggin' monster.
And it's so funny, 'cause people, a lot of what's connected to this documentary is like this retro VHS era nostalgia. And I have all these VHS tapes, and I have to clarify that I'm not necessarily a collector of VHS tapes. I just collected those movies when they were only available on VHS tapes. This was before DVDs and Blu-rays.
Now, yeah, Ryan Bland from Egg says, Cool Keith told me Green Room is his favorite punk film. It's a great film. It's a great film, man. You know, you come up with an idea like that, man. God bless. You know?
Yeah, we'll do a double feature, Green Room and Suburbia.
There you go. So I want to flash this for a second, and we'll talk about this a little bit. We'll go a little bit backwards, but I know that this came out of the pandemic, correct?
Yeah, basically.
Tell us about how this came to be, how the pandemic instigated this.
Well, let me go back even further and say that when I discovered this band in the early mid-90s, I was like 11 years old, and I started the web's first Haunted Garage fan site. So my quest for knowledge of this mysterious band goes back almost, 20-something years, maybe almost 30 years. And then, of course, skip to now. I'm a video professional. I do videography and photography and editing and music production. And of course, in New York City, I was just so busy hustling like 3 jobs a day, as you do. And then the pandemic hit, and of course, nobody could gather anymore. All my jobs filming concerts and parties and doing photo shoots just kind of evaporated for a while and left me to sit around with my VHS tapes and digitize some things and kind of think like, hey, this is the perfect opportunity to marry my professional life and my passions in life and start an internal project. And what would that be? It's going to be a Dookie Flyswatter documentary, of course. Especially because during COVID, you're like, oh my God, these guys are old. They're in their 60s. Some of them are in their 70s. You never know, like, who's going to just suddenly die next week. So I immediately was like, someone was supposed to make a Haunted Garage documentary in 2008, and it never happened. So the idea has been in my head since then. And now I figured I am the only person I would trust in the world to do this project. So let me just jump into it.
Makes a lot of sense, and I can relate because this show was created out of the vacuum of the pandemic, and here we are, almost 200 episodes in, and
I know, congrats.
It's really.
I'm looking forward to that Evan Seinfeld.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, hold on, I'm just moving slow. Now let's go back a little bit. I thought this was really interesting. You sent me some ephemera, including this, and I have the other version of it, but I want to put this up first. Haunted Garage, for me, being a East Coast kind of dude, was when I saw the trailer was foreign to me. I did not know of this. It seems to me like it was.
And you are the target audience.
Yeah, it seems to me like it was Haunted Garage was a very West Coast thing. Is that fair to say?
That is 100% true. Yeah, they were the kings of LA, but outside of LA, the whole thing is you've probably seen Dookie before on screen in a background of a movie, but you just didn't know it was him until I have to point it out to you right now.
And did they
deserve to be known past LA. Everybody needs to know about Haunted Garage.
Did they ever tour? Did they ever make it to the East Coast?
They never made it to the East Coast. They did some short tours, a couple into Canada and one big one in Europe that they toured opening for the Cramps. And
Oh, wow.
other than that, no, like Metal Blade really dropped the ball on promoting their record, and they only sent them to Europe on their own dime and then never promoted the album here in the United States. What do you think's going to happen? They're going to fucking break up and not become the successful bands like all the other bands that opened for them. And
listen, a long time ago, there was a point where record companies just took the tactic of, we're going to sign a bunch of bands, we're going to throw it all against the wall, and out of the 50 bands that we sign, if one miraculously makes it, right, it's like analytics, then it's a win, right? I mean, unfortunately, they stopped massaging bands, you know.
And to make matters even more confusing, like they were on the same record label as GWAR, and everyone was like, "Oh, they just picked them up so GWAR wouldn't be their competition," or I mean, vice versa. And then the rumor mill would start.
This is a screenshot that was posted, I guess, on Rob Zombie official on Rob Zombie's page.
Instagram.
And this old flyer is Haunted Garage with White Zombie and Tool opening up for them.
That's
I guess
right.
this is, so Rob says, check out this old flyer from 1992. I wonder whatever happened to those two opening bands, White Zombie and Tool. Oh well, it's a tough business. Not everyone can be successful. That's funny.
Yeah. So maybe we can get Sean on here. Let's get her memories of this show.
Yeah, she was just on recently.
I know. I watched it.
Believe me, she ain't coming on again.
Okay.
She's one and done, man. It took.
Well, then, Rob, I know you're watching this.
Right.
Yeah, and Tool actually started because Maynard was living with Bill Manspeaker at Green Jelly Studios, and Tool formed in Green Jelly Studios. They were all members of Green Jello first.
Now that connection I do know with Green Jelly.
And Maynard's the voice of the Little Pigs.
Right. That is sort of the urban legend, is that, you know, Tool started out of Green Jelly.
It's true. It's all true.
Yeah. That's cool. I see that in 2008, there was a Haunted Garage reunion. I guess Dookie was still I mean, it's basically 15 years ago. But I see you in the mix here.
Right.
I mean, what was this about? 2008.
2008. They did a reunion show. It was just out of the original guys. It was just these two original guys, Dookie and Gabby, the drag queen guitar player, and then it was kind of filled out by some studio guys. But yeah, it was the first time I ever actually got to see them. I flew to LA. I hung out at Dookie's house. They chainsawed me on stage while Dinah Cancer from 45 Grave was also singing on stage. They threw my guts into the audience, and then we all went to Denny's later. And that's like, you know, I'd been in contact with Dookie since I was like 11 years old, but this was the first time I actually met him and hung out with him.
Now, Dookie,
and then, of course, they did a full revival of the band in 2013, and it went straight to last summer.
Chris Contos asks, is it true Maynard got the job because he was yelling at bums from the window of the Green Jello studio?
That's going to be a question for Bill if hopefully he comes
on
today.
If Bill shows up.
Bill just sent me some pictures from the middle of the desert, so his internet may be a little spotty, but he is aware that we are here.
Yeah. All right. Listen, we do what we do.
It's always chaos with Green Jelly.
Here's oh wow, what's going on here? Wow. Look at this crew here, huh? What's going on here? Boom.
Oh yes, those are the Haunted Garage GWAR girls. That's their version of the Go-Go Girls, except they're, you know, beautiful women, but they're dead, you know, and stuff like that.
I like the gal on the left with her throat slit.
Yeah, that's Duchess Decide, aka Mistress Barb, who unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, but she was a very integral part of the whole thing. And we do have her daughter representing her in the film, and she brought a lot of more extreme elements to the band, and was just an amazing presence that everyone should also know about. Duchess Decide.
Cool.
Look at this one. It's a purple vinyl, just like her hair.
Nice.
And she was punched by Gigi Allen once.
Punched by Gigi Allen.
Yeah, and she wears that that badge of honor. Gladly.
I mean, getting punched by Gigi Allen, that's almost like getting duty thrown at you by Gigi Allen, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they had a conflict.
Gigi Allen didn't give a fuck. He punched women. He didn't care, huh?
No, yeah, that's Gigi Allen for you.
God damn. And this is?
So that is Dinah Cancer from 45 Grave.
Sure.
After we were on stage together, and that's
Wow.
I'm all bloody from being chainsawed, and she was singing backgrounds at the time because
I did not
they used to
realize
do show together. Yeah, like back going to the mid 80s, Haunted Garage and 45 Grave would play together, and then later on in her band, Where's My Prop? She had a band called Penis Flytrap, and they would also do a lot of the old 45 Grave songs, and Dookie used to come up and sing Party Time with them all the time. So yeah, they go way back.
Wow. I did not realize that was her. My
Yeah.
girlfriend is a big Dinah Cancer.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her in the
45 Grave, yeah.
documentary. We do have one old member of 45 Grave in there currently, and that's Paul Rossler.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of.
He produced the latest Haunted Garage album, Slender Man and Other Strange Tales.
When's that from?
This vinyl came out last year, and the album was recorded in 2016 or something like that. 15 or 16. That's the Revival group, and Paul Rossler produced their record.
Got it.
So it's mostly a technical interview, but yeah, he was part of that crew back then. 45 Grave.
I did all my 45 Gray homework for the Rick Agnew show that turned out to be a great friggin' show.
Yes.
What were we gonna what was I gonna say about before about that?
Well, he was gonna be in my documentary, hopefully.
Oh, that whole bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm still hoping to get him because he wanted to do it, and why not? If Rick Agnew wants to be a part of it,
yeah. Well,
we can get him in there.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. He's not essential to the story, but I'd love to have him if we can get it together.
And where's things with the? I know there's an Indiegogo. Where are you at production wise with the film?
Yes, there's an Indiegogo that you can donate all your money to and get some cool stuff like stickers. I just want to tell everybody that we have stickers for real cheap. Get your stickers. I'm about halfway through it because last summer I went to LA and I collected about 40 something interviews, and I've archived like archives of footage, and everything's kind of ready to go except for I want to get a few more key interviews, and of course then post-production there's all sorts of contracts and lawyers and licensing and bullshit like that. That's really why I need money. That's more expensive than traveling. But I wanted to show the trailer before I asked for anything because I wanted to show that I'm serious and that I've already done most of the work already.
Of course.
So that's kind of where I am. I have all my footage that I do have grouped up into little topic sections and ready to go.
I can relate. I have a film right now that's out there. It's playing the festival circuit, and
Speaking of documentary films by Drew Stone, this is a prop-heavy show, and I needed to show my "Who the fuck is that guy?"
really?
poster signed by Michael Alago. So,
wow, I signed it.
No,
he signed it.
He signed it, yeah.
Wow, where was that?
That was when we did the interview with him for Stephen Blush's show.
Oh, nice.
Remember?
Hey, just as a side note, I spent a year of my life clearing everything for that film.
Right. So
One-
that's kind of
yeah.
what
So I understand where it's
I may
at.
be coming to you with with some questions at some point.
Anytime, man. Anytime, man. From
'Cause
one.
I am a better artist than that shit.
Well, I learned a lot, man.
Yeah,
and
I'm
and I'm
sure.
dealing with it now, with my new film. But I spent a year clearing all the shit for the Ilago film, and part of the trick is don't put anything in the film that you're not going to be able to clear.
Yeah.
Don't put anything in the film that is going to be, really problematic. And when I made the Ilago film, I was very, very cognizant of like, we don't need to put Metallica music in the film.
Right.
Let's
right.
put in, this other band that. So, but even with that, the thing is with the Ilago film is it was going to Netflix, and when a film goes to Netflix, all the T's have to be crossed, and and all the I's have to be dotted, and you need releases for everything.
Yeah, that's why I already have a stack of contracts, this thick, just from releases from people, and luckily, the band has been very cooperative with me, so it's no problem like using most of their old footage and old recordings that are not, although Brian Slagle did say he would be in this documentary, so I probably can license this if I want to, but I don't know how much it's going to be. Really what I'm going to be licensing is film clips from all of his old films, and also I'd love to get his appearance on Name That Tune from the 80s. He was on Name That Tune in the 80s, and I found that. Yeah, and it was like 1985, and then the Montel Williams show in the early 90s, Haunted Garage were guests on. So
yeah, I saw.
Those are probably going to be the expensive ones.
I saw that in the
yeah.
in the show,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Right? No, I didn't. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sounded like him.
Yeah, for sure. And anything I can help you with as one independent
thank you.
another, feel free to reach out, especially with the clearance stuff.
Yeah, when I get into that, I don't know when it's going to be, but
hey, you want to know something? I mean, just what I think is that don't deal with it until you have to deal with it.
Exactly. And I'm not there yet, so that's why
I'm
like still.
You can go out. You can go out and do screenings of the film and this and that. You don't have to clear everything, right away.
We're going all the way to Slime Dance.
Absolutely. Hey, I want to take my sponsor break here and shout out a couple of sponsors and reach out to Bill, see where he's at. Will you? All right, I'll see you in a bit.
All right.
What's happening, boys and girls? Everybody out there around the world. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by blah, 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 and the Texas Silver Rush. It's a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in work with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rollet, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. Information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Come on now, DTFM Vinyl Distro is a record store that specializes in underground music as opposed to above ground music. Punk, ska, hardcore, metal, and more, located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's industrial district. Shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistro.com, where the motto is death to false metal. Last but not least, the mighty Chacho's Tacos. You know what? Who sent me that crazy Vinny Stigma picture of Chacho's Tacos? Where is that? Yo, get a load of this. We should put this up. Put this up as we do our Chacho's Tacos bit. Here you go. Vinny Stigma in the house. Okay. Let's see if that flies. There you go. Chacho's Tacos, located in Corpus Christi, Texas, opened the doors in 2001, home with the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they're celebrating their 20th anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning, and in their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that play Corpus Christi, swing by and get a home-cooked meal at Chacho's Tacos. We got you. The underground scene will never die. Please follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Yeah, Vinny Stigma, who is out there right now on the Agnostic Front Sick of It All tour. I know they just played Boston the other night. Lots of cool stuff going down with that. I'm sorry if things are moving a little slowly today. I'm extremely challenged by this old computer that I'm using, but we will get through it. Want to mention, dare I try this again? Oof, this is a bold move. We'll try this. Let me see. This bites this time. There you go. All right. Victory for the wretched. Coming up on the show, a week from today, May 15th, another filmmaker, director Leigh Brooks, will be on the show talking about the Life of Agony documentary he just did, The Sound of Scars. Special guests Joey Z and Alan Robert from Life of Agony. A couple days after that, Wednesday, May 25th, Pete and Maylin Kohler will be on the show, talking about their husband and wife relationship in the music business and the cool stuff that they do. Just announced Sunday, May 29th. Come on now, from the Circle Jerks, formerly of Bad Religion and Red Cross, Mr. Greg Hetson will be on the show. Wednesday, June 1st, tying in with my new film, The Jews and the Blues, Laser Lloyd will be on the show. Can't wait to speak to him. Great guy. That said, how about the next, let's do the next 4 shows while we were at it. That would be, here we go. The next 4 shows. Coming up Wednesday, June 15th, Satan himself will be on the show. Ruler of hell, swallower of souls, creator of rock and roll. Sunday, June 19th, yes, it is the landmark 200th episode with my old friend Evan Seinfeld from Biohazard. Just announced, Wednesday, June 22nd, show number 201, Jeff Altieri from Enrage, Mike Scandato and Joe James from Inhuman. And then, yes, finally, we sorted it out. Only took 2 years. Wednesday, June 29th, Bob Riley, Upstate New York represent, Murderers Row, Stigmata, Cranial Abuse will be on the show. Yeah, Evan's coming on the show. That's right, Chris Contos. We got Evan coming on. Yeah. What else? Yep, good. So that said, let me see what else. What else do I got in here? Want to mention that a week, not even a week, it is this Saturday. Come on down. All are invited. Generation Records, co-hosted by Women of the Pit. It is the Nancy Burrell, I Am Not Holding Your Coat book event, which I am moderating. And there is an acoustic set by Kate 108. That is this Saturday at 1 p.m. It's going to run about 2 hours. That's right. Lori Dawn says, hold on, let me get my Women of the Pit icon. There you go. Lori Dawn says, come hang with us before the bowl. So we're going to be doing this from 1 to 3, and then we're heading over to the bowl to see all the heavy hitters play. This is going to be a great event. Nancy's an old friend. We had her on the show. Lots to talk about here. So come through, support this event. Also, I want to mention, I guess this is okay. You know what? Here's another one. Here's an interesting one, boys and girls. How about, I haven't even announced the show. Let me clear the deck a little bit here. But this is a cool side trip show that we're doing. And hold on, I'm sorry. Things are moving slow. Wednesday, July 20th. From Willie Nelson's band, Grace Potter, Jesse Malin, Ryan Adams, Jack White, and currently Puss in Boots is the incredible bass player, Miss Catherine Popper, will be on the show. It's a cool side trip show. Something a little bit different. She is an incredible bass player and has had an incredible career. So mixing it up a little bit, don't be scared. This is going to be a really cool one. Cat Popper is great, people. I performed with her as part of the Clash tribute thing. She's great. Yes, Larry Kelly. She's all that. So looking forward. Yeah, cool side trip. Absolutely. So let me clear the deck. Let's bring our guest back on. Let's see. I think I covered everything, right? Yeah, sure. Let's bring our guest, Kevin Vonesper, back up. Right. What's up, buddy?
You know who took this photograph of Dookie Flyswatter's eye? Your friend
Annie Leibovitz.
Your friend Edward Culver.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Well, Ed Culver,
this is a band called The Ads that had Tony from the Adolescents in it.
Sure.
And they actually wrote a song about Dookie for the band too.
And Tony's in your documentary.
Tony's in my documentary, and so is Edward Culver.
Wow.
Who did all the photography for their record, Possession Park. Yeah. Nice. And where's the other thing? Oh yeah, here's the band shots.
Oh, here you go. Hold on.
Work,
Hold on.
right?
Hold on. Hey, Mom. Hey, happy Mother's Day. Hey, Mom, I'm doing my show right now. All right, I'll call you back. All right, bye.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I already talked to my mom and wished her a happy Mother's Day. So I don't know why she's calling.
She could just get the link to be on the show. You want to bring your mom on?
No, I don't.
No. It's a good day to talk about Haunted Garage because in one of their classic demos was actually called Mother's Day.
Oh, nice.
And they released it on vinyl on Sympathy for the Record Industry on its 3D vinyl Mother's Day. Wow. And that's some of the recordings you can get on our Indiegogo, along with a lot of other rare recordings of the band. Mother's Day.
Chris Contos asked, Kevin, what's your favorite horror movie, and were you into Hammer films?
I might still have to go back to say Blair Witch Project. I also love Scream, and that's besides Dookie's movie career, the comedies that you would find in the horror section. I love those too. Hammer films, I really need some recommendations because I haven't gotten that deep into it. I do have the Hammer Phantom of the Opera just because Phantom of the Opera is another fascination of mine separately.
You ever see Phantom of the Paradise?
Of course, I saw it in the theater once. Actually.
Yeah, that was directed by
De Palma.
Brian De Palma.
That's right, and Paul Williams is in it.
Yeah. Ray Hogan asks, what's a great B horror movie that many of us have never heard of?
Let's go with Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Wow.
Do you know this one?
No.
This is one that Dookie Flyswatter's in, and that's Gunnar Hansen, the original Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Or maybe Blood Diner is a classic B horror movie that Dookie Flyswatter wrote.
Wow.
If you know Blood Diner. I could just keep going all day with Dookie movies.
Speaking of Mother's Day, that was a sick horror film. You know what? I have a story about that film of Mother's Day. Yeah. I went out on a date when I was in I was in high school with Linda Walsh. We went out on a date and we went to see Mother's Day. And the movie is so violent and it's got like multiple graphic rape scenes in it. And I brought this girl out on a date.
Oh, yeah, is that a trauma movie?
No, it's not a trauma movie, but it was really disturbing. And it was like, man, my whole world, I got shut down, man. It was like, what?
That's one they had. It's like the two slow brothers, and they're like killing people.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
raping
yeah, I've
people.
seen
And
that.
it's like,
Yeah, that's a
what
pretty.
are you?
That's a rough one.
Oh no, here you go. I didn't know this. Mother's Day was
Oh.
directed by Lloyd Kaufman's brother.
So I knew there was a trauma connection there.
Wow.
For you,
Bob Riley figures. Bob Riley, that's one of my favorites. Bro, I went out on a date to this friggin' film. Graphic rape scenes. It was like bad move. You know?
If you like trauma movies and you like Surf Nazis Must Die,
Yeah.
Dookie Flyswatter is one of the main characters in this.
Oh, is that
one,
right?
too. Yeah, it's a classic trauma film.
I went and
Lloyd
saw-
Kaufman's going to be in the documentary. We're interviewing him in about a week. We had to postpone it because he got COVID a couple weeks ago.
Oof.
But Lloyd Kaufman will be in The Life and Slimes of Dookie Flyswatter and Haunted Garage, talking about surf Nazis and bringing this movie to Cannes Film Festival.
What is this? This confused me here.
Let's see.
Is this green jelly, or is this? So I saw you interviewed this character in the film.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Oh,
What
do
is
I need
going
my
on?
chicken head props?
What is this? What's going on here?
Okay, that is green jelly. That is a show we did at I think it's Mohawk Place in Buffalo, New York, and that's me playing guitar. This is 2010. That's Bill pointing a toy gun at his teenage son in the Black Flag shirt. This was actually the after party for Bill's wedding. He got married at Niagara Falls that morning.
Oh my God.
And I wasn't even supposed to be on this tour. The bus came through New York and they played one of those New York Rocks Off boat tours with Nashville Pussy. And then they were just like, dude, just jump on. And I like grabbed my guitar and I went back on tour for a couple days and flew back and went straight to work the next day.
You know all these songs?
Green Jelly?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. When he I mean, not only did I grow up with them and then tour with them for 3 months in a bus, and then when he started doing the franchise bands, I started the first New York franchise band. Do you know about the franchise bands?
No.
So Bill got bored of touring with a band, so he just decided to have a franchise band in every city where he could just show up with his puppets and do a show, just walk up on stage and have a band ready to go. And then that character with the carrot, that's Carrot Top from the Joe and the Chicken Heads, they used to be called. Now they're the Radioactive Chicken Heads.
Right.
And he's a character, and I was also a chicken head in his band. I woke up a chicken head. And actually, where's my prop here? If you get their new record.
Isn't that like Chuck Berry used to do that? He had a band in every city, you know, he would just show up, you know?
Exactly, that's what Bill does. Well, he did it. Now he's on mini tour now. He's just like whoever shows up. But this Radioactive Chicken album, Tales from the Coop, you can see all the chicken heads here. They're all chicken heads and fruits, and then, vegetables. And then here's all their villains. And if you look closely at their arch nemesis, Dr. Cluckenstein, he might look a little like Dookie Flyswatter. Yep, that's me as a chicken head.
What are you playing, a Steinberger bass?
That's right. Yeah, influenced by Michael Bishop, the Beefcake the Mighty from GWAR, of course.
Wow.
He still uses that thing.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah, that's bird brain. You can see my eyes are popping out of I broke that mask so many times. I mean, it's not a mask. That was my face.
Where do you guys play? Where is that?
So they are also a Hollyweird band, but I joined the tour as a touring member of the Chicken Heads and Rosemary's Billy Goat. And we just had like a touring lineup that went from LA to New Jersey and then all the way back. So I was never in the band in LA so much as just on tour. So that's somewhere on tour.
What's going on here?
We did play the Viper Room. So that's Rosemary's Billy Goat, and you can see me playing bass in the background with my Billy Goat costume on. And that's how I got my nickname for Green Jelly, Kevin the Dinosaur. And that's our fearless singer Mike Odd doing a fire stunt with his one of his pentagram props.
Nice.
They're kind of like a mock Black Sabbath evil Satan band.
Did you reach out to Bill?
Yeah, he said he should be joining soon, in like 10 minutes.
All right, good. I'm
That's
holding off.
the news. That's the news.
I'm holding off on the Bill pictures, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold off. We should be getting him.
Now, those pictures that I showed you that he's never seen, like with his ex-wife, is it cool to show him those?
Yeah. I think it's fine.
He won't be like that fucking bitch.
Yeah, actually, their son is the one in that bunny head. Yeah, and that kid was on tour with us. He was like 13 or something at the time, and he just like jumped in the band, man.
Hey, how do you feel about like bands that like Mushroom Head and Slipknot?
I was into those bands, especially when they first came out. I saw Mushroom Head and Slipknot. Well, no, I didn't see Slipknot until a couple years ago, but they still put on a great show. Respect to them.
Yeah.
And shout out to R.I.P. Joey Jordison, who, since we're talking sort of about horror punk bands, the Murder Dolls, I want to shout out the Murder Dolls. Also featuring, AC Slade, who's playing with the Misfits now.
Yeah. Yeah, we had AC. I like AC. Nice guy.
Yeah, AC's great. I used to film his Dark Party band.
What was the name of it?
AC Slade and the Dark Party.
Ah, okay. I know he's got a coffee company too.
Cat Fight,
Cat Scratch, some shit.
Cat Bite,
something like
one
that.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, AC's great. I'm super happy for all his success.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I saw him play in Madison Square Garden. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's the other guy. Yep.
He's holding it down.
Yeah, like your headpiece here in this one.
Yeah, so that's a better picture of me in the Rosemary's Billy Goat. Yeah, I knocked those horns off almost every night because I was just so violent on stage. and those eyes light up too. It's like a crazy costume piece.
You make these? You make your own costumes?
Oh no, I didn't. The band leader did though.
I see.
Yeah, they pre-existed before I was involved.
You're just
hell yeah, AC Slade.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Mushroom Head. Actually, when we were on tour in Cleveland.
That's what it is. Thank you, Joe.
Cat Fight.
Cat Fight Coffee.
That's what I thought. Yeah. When we were on tour in Cleveland, one of the singers from Mushroom Head was actually bartending at the bar that night. Ooh. And I wanted to go meet him after the show, but he was already gone. But he did watch me play as a chicken head.
I know they were pissed off early on that Slipknot kind of,
Yeah.
beat him to the punch,
Yeah.
It's like back in the day. It's like back in the day when we were doing the music videos. Me and Paris Mayu from the Cro-Mags.
Right.
We did a video for a band called the Flatliners. They were a rap group called the Flatliners. They were a horror rap band.
Cool.
And yeah, we did two.
Like ICP.
Well, sort of. Yeah, sort of. And but right before like the Flatliners was released, the other group with Gravediggers with the RZA from the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
They kind of got jumped out there first, and there was like only room for one horror rap band at the time,
Yeah, well that's a similar vibe with people's perception of Haunted Garage and GWAR back in the day. They always thought that one of them ripped the other one off, but really they were just kindred spirits, one starting in Richmond, Virginia, and one's from Hollywood, and they were like, holy shit, when they discovered each other.
Yeah. But that's what happened. Like, Flatliners that we did were on Def Jam. It was Russell Simmons' nephew. They were well produced, nice. And, they were good to go. But then, like, Wu-Tang was super hot, and Gravediggers dropped, beat him to the punch. And sort of like that was that,
Yeah. It's like back in the day, it's like you could only have one female band on the bill.
Yeah, and I think Frumes. Do you know who this is?
Yeah, that's Jeff Frumes. He has a great channel that he talks a lot about the Misfits and horror movies, and everyone should go check him out.
All right, Jeff. Thank you. It's a new name in the chat room. Kindred creative. Excuse me. Kindred creativity happens more than people realize.
Something in the collective consciousness, you know.
Sure. Like the 100th monkey, right? It's absolutely happens a lot, you know.
Yeah, they all got the same elements of culture, you know, the horror
Sure.
movies and Godzilla and pro wrestling
That's
and
right,
comic
that's right.
books.
It all leads, like these sort of influences will all lead you to
Yeah.
the same place. Yes, Twisted was another rap horror band. I
Yeah,
actually
they're another Juggalo band, right?
I toured with them.
Okay.
You know, I did an Insane Clown Posse video back in the day.
Oh, nice.
And
Green Jelly does those Juggalo festivals.
do they survive
Yeah.
them, huh? 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
they love Green Jello.
you know, I read a couple bands got destroyed.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I know they had what's her name? They had
GWAR played there too.
what's her name? Tina Tequila. What's her name?
Oh yeah, Tila Tequila.
She got hit in the head with a battery. Someone chucked a battery and nailed her
Yeah, I
in the head
remember that.
at the
Those were the
Juggler.
MySpace days.
Boy.
Yeah, something similar happened with Andrew WK when he played there.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Always creeping on this show. Very inspired by your format. You're well. Thanks, man.
Yeah, check out Jeff's channel. He does great
Yeah,
live shows
Jeff,
too.
I want to check out your show. And yeah, Larry says he followed. You know, Larry Kelly, the savior of the universe, says I
Yes.
follow Jeff's Misfits stuff.
He is like the premier Misfits, you know,
that
talk
right?
show on YouTube.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the ex-members on there. He just interviewed Lee Ving from Fear, so check that one out. And then I had to follow that. I was his next interview.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tia Tequila went nuts. Oh yeah.
What happened to her? Who knows?
Oh, she was kind of hot for a minute there, but
Yeah.
then she sort of like too much partying, you know.
The scene ended. She's waiting for the scene to come back.
That's funny that the Juggalos got her to do that thing, you know. It's funny.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know, that's cool. I had the Great Malenko back in the day. It was a great record.
I was out on tour. Not only did I do a video, but a couple years later, I went out on tour with them. They were Biohazard. It was out on tour with them, and I was tour managing for Biohazard, and you know, it was amazing playing opening for the Clowns in the Midwest. Yo, we played the fucking what's the place that Kiss Alive was recorded at in Detroit? What is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yo, Cobo Hall. Yo, we played Cobo Hall.
Cobo Hall. Yeah, yeah.
Cobo Hall or Cobo. I think it's Cobo Hall. Cobo Arena. Cobo Hall.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. That's ICP's town, Detroit.
Yeah.
You know?
Lots of Fago, huh?
Oh man, every night, bro.
Every night. Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah, of course they love GWAR. They all do wrestling shows and spray shit into the audience and talk about murdering people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make movies. They both make movies. It's great.
Yeah, it's Cobo Hall. Yeah. Yeah.
I love Biohazard and all, but I know you have some listeners here from the band, and my band was Suicide City, and I miss Suicide City.
Oh wow, yeah, sure. That was
I used to see all their shows. I have lots of videos of Suicide City.
That was Billy from Biohazard and the gal from Kitty, right?
Yeah, Jennifer. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jennifer Arroyo.
Yep. Yeah, Gen City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Suicide City. That was my band.
That's cool. Yeah. This I know we're going backwards here, but I like your crew here. And there's
I wanted to show my crew, my high school crew.
I love the dude second from the top on the left wearing the Backstreet Boys shirt.
Yeah, yeah. And I pulled this up specifically also. This was Project Mayhem and another one of our friends' bands. I forget what their name was at the time. I think it was Burning in Water, Drowning in Flames, which was very dramatic. And they got pissed when I just called them Bill-Diff. But you see that guy on the bottom row with the Nitro shirt on?
Yeah, sure.
I've seen pictures of him on your show because that is Jerry from Crippled Urn, and he's my high school friend.
What?
Yeah, and I actually saw the first time he ever played on stage, and I filmed it. We were like teenagers.
That's Jerry?
That's Jerry.
And you are.
That's us like over 20 years ago.
Is that you with the straight edge X on your hand?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure if it was probably either that or something from the club, but you know, we kind of we dipped into that scene for a second, and we are not anymore.
That's great.
We're not straight edge for life.
You know, I had a friend during the straight edge thing. I was around the first wave of the straight edge thing, and his response was to the exes is red. He had red circles on his hands. This guy was a big partier. He had red circles. Yeah. No edge.
For us, it was kind of like we were already like that, and then we discovered Minor Threat, and we're like, oh, there's a culture around this, you know. And that only lasted a few years, and then we never said we were going to be for lifers, and you know, none of us became drug addicts or anything, I don't think, but you know, we partake a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's Project Mayhem.
This is before the Steinberger base.
Yeah, that was slightly before the Steinberger. I think I'm a freshman in high school here, so I'm like 15, probably 14, maybe. And that was actually our first performance as Project Mayhem. And this scan is actually from my high school yearbook. We're playing the talent show. And I'm wearing a Rob Zombie t-shirt. And someone in the documentary actually took the picture that was painted for that album.
The pride of Haverhill, Massachusetts, Rob Zombie.
Rob, I'm looking for you.
All right, listen, if Bill's going to come on, he needs to come on pretty soon. Here's one last, we're down to our last friggin' photos here. What's this?
All right, that's my band, one of the eras of my band, Vonesper, which is my namesake. And we're just a blue bloody mess. I don't know. Check us out. We're kind of on an indefinite hiatus just because of life and pandemic.
You're a blue bloody mess.
Yeah, that was kind of our concept, was like GWAR, but make it a little bit more science fiction and glam, I guess.
What is this? RS70. What do you? RS70 says, "Hey yo, Drew, how about the drugs and alcohol 1990s story show?" I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Is that a suggestion for a show to do?
Yeah, there was probably like at some point I was like in 1990, like some crazy thing. Like I didn't want to talk about it at the show or get into it on the show. Probably something like I was so hammered and.
Well, maybe one thing we can mention from drugs and alcohol around 1990 is Dookie Flyswater's actually been more or less sober since that year, and has helped a lot of people through recovery programs and things like that. And that's right. A tidbit that some guy you'd see on stage with rat traps on his eyeballs and piercing himself, you probably would think he's just totally crazy and fucked up. But no, that was actually him getting through some difficult shit and taking it out on stage.
You know, he might be referring to the time that I woke up. Now, I hope my girlfriend's not watching the show right now. I'll take
earmuffs. Go step on a carpet for a few minutes.
She's working right now and she's not watching this.
Okay.
But I went out to the, what's his name? Kid Rock. Just right when Kid Rock was blowing up. We went to the Kid Rock party, right? And got crazy, right? Yo. The whole night's a blur. All of a sudden, I wake up somewhere and I look up and I'm in bed with this girl and my arms underneath and I'm like, I look and I'm like, holy shit. So I get up, I get out of bed, I get dressed, I slip out the door, I go out into the street and panic sets in, right? Because I'm like, holy shit, I'm in Philadelphia, right? How the fuck did I get to Philadelphia? Right. Last night I went to a party in Manhattan and I'm Philadelphia, and panic struck me. Like, what the hell?
How did you get home?
Well, I ran down the block and then realized I wasn't in Philadelphia. I was in like the West Village. Like there's these there's these streets of the West Village that really look like Philly. And I was like, oh, thank God. Apparently I wasn't in Philly. So that was
funny. I remember the first time I think I heard of Kid Rock was on the Strangeland soundtrack.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Larry Kelly says, all I know is take the Demerol suppository S out of the box first. Okay. Anyway, All right. Well,
Now we're improvising.
yeah. Now we're just telling stupid stories. But
That's
okay.
right. I'm hoping he'll be joining us very soon. That's
Well, he doesn't have a lot of time left, so
Yeah.
hopefully. What else?
He likes to live on the edge like that.
Yeah. Let me see what else.
And if you want to watch a documentary about green jelly, there is one. It used to be available on Amazon Prime, but you can get the Blu-ray from, I believe this is Vinegar Syndrome. How about that? See, and hopefully I'll be making a documentary my own, because when I did go on tour with them, I brought my camera, of course, and I have about, this was like mini DV tapes, HDV tapes, and I have about 150 tapes from that tour. Yeah, so that is me and Bill last summer when I was recording for the documentary, and this was actually the night we actually booked Haunted Garage to do their final performance ever on his show, Green Jello Vision, which is his Saturday night show.
Yeah, explain what Green Jello Vision is.
So Green Jello Vision, it was Green Jello Vision. Now they've changed the name to WTF-TV.com. And every Saturday night, he does a 3-hour live streaming show from, basically he set up his living room on Hollywood Boulevard into a full production studio with like 5 cameras, like a full TriCaster setup, and like he has bands there. Of course, we had Haunted Garage there, and on the same night we actually had the Dwarves playing, which is a great classic lineup that they played together back in the early 90s as well. And there's a whole crazy story about that show. He's had the Mentors on there, members of Suicidal Tendencies, Crazy Town. Like, you never know what you're going to get on Green Jello Vision. Now, WTF-TV.com. They've been doing it every Saturday for over a year now. And it's a good time. It's live on YouTube. It's free.
If
it's kind of like this. Yeah. And
it's for me. Al Mitchell from Circus of Power says, I had a similar story, only I really did end up in Philly.
Oh, no.
I bet, man. Those were heady times back then in the late 80s and early 90s. Partying in New York City, you know. He who cannot be named.
That's right. Yeah, he wasn't in the band that night, but the original bass player was. I guess Nick Oliveri is usually their bass player now. You know him from the Queens of the Stone Age and everything.
Sure.
He wasn't there that night, but the original guy was there, which was even more thrilling to me because I love those original Dwarves albums.
Yeah,
and that's the guy who wrote those songs, you know.
Ray Hogan says the world was a weirder place when El Duce was writing songs.
Yeah, El Duce and Haunted Garage definitely crossed paths many times. I actually have a video of Dookie dealing with El Duce heckling him on stage.
Nothing like getting heckled.
Oh yeah, El Duce was a character, and I highly recommend the El Duce tapes. Have you watched that documentary?
No.
Watch this documentary called the El Duce tapes. It's really great. It's by the guy who did that conspiracy theory movie about The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great.
Yeah. I know
Room
what
237 or whatever it's called.
What's happening here?
So that is from the first sort of meeting I had with Bill. Actually, I met him in 2008. It was their first tour since the mid-90s, and I finally met my favorite band, Green Jello. That's him and his son Damien and some other members at the time. We met at the Gramercy Theater, and I actually created my web TV show, Twilight Vision, just to do an interview with them. And then that was like a day or two later at the Haunt in Yonkers, where we were haunted by a ghost of a young girl. And then the next leg of the tour is when I joined.
Is that right? Did
El
Duce kill Kurt Cobain?
That's the rumor. No. El Duce claims that he was approached to kill Kurt Cobain by Courtney Love, and they I think one of his last interviews.
That's always a good idea to ask some drugged out lunatic. Yeah, You know he'll keep his mouth shut.
Right. And if you ever saw that documentary Curtin Courtney, someone approaches El Duce to talk about that, and a few days later he was dead.
Yeah.
So conspiracy theories about Courtney Love was afraid of Haunted Garage, by the way, and well aware of them. And Nirvana canceled the show with Haunted Garage. They were supposed to open for them.
Why?
That's
Why?
right.
Why?
Nirvana was opening for Haunted Garage back in the day. Because I don't know. I think they canceled day of for some
Right.
bullshit reason, and Haunted Garage did an extra long set, which I have video and audio from.
Hey, since Bill isn't here yet and might not show up at all, where did
Yeah.
the name Green Jelly come from, and who came up with the idea for the first album cover?
Well, let me see here. Are you talking about this album right here, Serial Killer? Well, let me get the original out. The Green Jello Serial Killer. So green, I can tell Bill's stories. I've heard them a million times. Green Jello started when he was in high school, I believe in 1980 or 1981, and he wanted to name his band after the worst food ever to represent the worst band ever. And what's worse than Green Jello? So he would get up on his high school cafeteria tables and start doing shows there, and people would throw food at him. A tradition that would continue, you know, as far as today, almost 40 years later. And you're talking about the album cover that his ex-wife actually did actually this is redone artwork for the vinyl. This is the original
Is that the one with Three Little Pigs?
That's the one with Three Little Pigs. And actually, I mean, if you want to get technical, this is not their first album.
Right. I know that. Yeah.
Because they go way back before that.
But what was the second sort of single or push off that record that they tried to? They did a video for it.
They did Electric Harley House of Love.
Yeah, that's what it is. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a tie-in to I believe Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore because it was on the soundtrack for that.
Yeah. Joe Frank says, gotta say, I know Bill's supposed to be here, but big ups to Kevin for carrying both parts. Hey, we saw it coming, man. We talked about this. We saw it coming.
Bill's chaotic. He's still, hopefully he's gonna show up in last minute. He always likes to do things last minute.
No, they didn't win a Grammy for that album. They were nominated for a Grammy,
They
right?
were nominated. They were actually nominated for a Grammy for their second long-form video, 333.
Wow.
And I forget who they lost out to, but I think it might have been Peter Gabriel. I get him confused. I know Green Jelly and GWAR were both nominated for Grammys around the same time, and I get them confused.
But
But I think Serial Killer did go gold.
I think so. I looked it up. It did. I looked it up. Now there's the sort of folklore of how they were Green Jello and they got stepped to by, was it Kraft? Who was
Kraft
it?
Foods, yeah.
Kraft Foods,
So
and they had
now-
to change their name to Green Jelly.
Yeah.
Did they lose a lot of momentum when they did that?
Not really. I think it gave them a lot of free press, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and then they changed their name to, I don't know if all you metal hardcore guys out there want to confirm this or not, but the legend is they changed it to Y with umblocks over it, pronounced ooh. So Jello.
Right. That was legit. That was legit to change it to that for the
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Okay.
Well, I don't think they went through with the lawsuit, but there was definitely a cease and desist kind of, there was a threat.
Right.
And now they go by either name. I mean, nobody really cares anymore. So they're not on MTV every 20 seconds. So
Jeffrey
The
Zukowski.
Man and His Puppets.
I have it signed, Strawberries, Worcester, Mass. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Stay away from Jello shots from Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to note that little part in my Haunted Garage documentary trailer where they're talking about Bill Cosby being crazy. That was back from like 1991, so they knew back then something was wrong. If you're gonna be crazy, and they do it all out in the open on stage, those guys that are seemingly well put together like Bill Cosby, those are the ones you really gotta worry about.
Makes sense. RS70 asks, what was the first live show you ever went to?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, I have sort of two answers for this, because when I was sort of too young to remember it, my parents took me along to see the Beach Boys. But you're gonna love this. My first real concert was Queensryche with Typo Negative opening up for them in
Wow.
what, 1995 or 6. It was the Bloody
Wow.
Kisses tour.
Where
And
was
I
that?
remember
Where was that?
some fairgrounds somewhere, maybe slightly upstate. I'm not sure.
Queensryche and Typo. That's a
Yeah,
bill.
and we were big fans of that album at the time, and of course the crowd was still gathering, so we walked right up to the stage, and I just remember Kenny Hickey looking at me like, why does this little kid know like all the words to our fucked up songs? And
That was,
yeah,
that
that was
at-
my first show, Typo Negative.
I did I produced the Black #1 video off that record.
Yeah, that's a fucking classic.
Off that record right there.
Hell yeah.
What was that? What's that called?
Bloody Kisses?
Bloody Kisses. Desperate Measures? No, Bloody Kisses. Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Carnivore. I love Carnivore, and they were doing a similar horror kind of thing back around the same time as GWAR and Haunted Garage and all those bands.
Did you ever hear did you ever hear me tell the goat torso story?
I'm not sure, but I would like to hear it now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. So I'm at the Carnivore reunion at
Which one? Was it at BB King's?
It was
I
no.
at BB King's.
This is going back like
Oh,
the
okay.
first ones, like in the '90s or something.
Gotcha. Probably at Lemoore,
in
right?
the '80s, maybe. Yeah, it was at the Cat Club when the Cat Club. And so Carnivore comes out and they're playing, and at some point they start throwing all this meat out into the audience. And first there's a bucket of goat eyeballs. They throw that in, and then they throw pieces of limbs of animals, and then they throw in like a whole skinned goat, right?
Oh my god!
Like it just
they Watain?
I guess they went to wherever and so to the distributor, where they have all that. So people start ripping, the goat carcass apart, and this sort of flying.
Oh god.
All over, and you're sort of looking in your peripheral vision, like, because you don't want to get hit, right? And because people are like, everyone's just picking up, so all over the place is like a head, a leg, a hoof, eyeballs.
That sounds smelly.
Yeah, it was like, so I'm standing there on guard, and out of the corner of my eye, I see coming, in my direction, like going head over heels, like.
Oh no.
The goat torso, right? It's like flying through the air. I see it, I'm tracking it, and there's this girl standing next to me, and she gets hit square. It just went wah, 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 and just perfectly nailed her in the face. And I will never forget the sound, the sickening, hollow, flesh-like sound of the goat torso meeting this girl's face.
That's horrifying.
It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
I see this comment about L7. I just want to mention that L7 will be in the documentary, because they used to play shows with Haunted Garage all the time.
Yep.
And they're going on tour. They'll be in New York in October. Go see them. I'll be interviewing them for the documentary.
Cool. Hey, let me take my my last sponsor break.
Sure.
And we'll come back and we'll take some questions.
Fingers crossed.
Well, we're winding down here, man.
I know.
So I'll see you in a bit. What's happening, boys and girls? We're punching through it. Sorry for the technical challenges today. This is an old computer and a different camera, but I appreciate everybody hanging in. We are the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, often imitated, never duplicated. We are sponsored by blah, 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 and Organic Grill. It's a vegan restaurant. You know what? Fucking Organic Grill ain't even open right now. They moved to a new location. So They moved onto 3rd Street, and they're reopening in a couple of weeks. So we'll get back to them at some point, Vlad and Organic Grill. But definitely want to shout out Grunge and Grime Soap Company. They're a modern-day soap company with a rock and roll spirit, inspired by the music we grew up with. Music is in our soul, from 80s hair metal to 90s grunge and everything in between. We believe in being true to yourself, no matter who pop culture tells you to. Everyone wants to be true to themselves. What is this true to yourself thing? I don't want to be true to myself. I don't care anymore. Just be true to myself. What kind of world are we living in where everyone wants to be true to themselves? I don't get it. Anyway, Grunge and Grime Soap Company is our new sponsor. We love Michael, and we're super excited. Where's Mike? You know what? Here's a good way to shout them out, right? Goddamn. Craft beer and tobacco. What you know about that? Man, I gotta go wash my body. Black Forest, cedarwood and pine. Woo! Put this up in your touche. And last, Sandman, unscented. That might be for me, unscented. Grunge and Grime Soap Company. I got to write up some good text for them. But welcome aboard, Michael, and we're happy that you're here. Want to mention, hold on a sec. Hold on. Things are moving slow. Yeah, show us your shirt, Drew. Do good things and good things will come to you. Come on now. If you're wondering where to buy that, there's a merch line underneath. Yeah, that is the advantage. That is the advantage of having two guests if one of them flakes. Yeah. Yo, Drew, how was the walking tour? It wasn't. We pulled the plug on it. It was the weather looked bad, so I pulled the plug on it. We'll reschedule it. You know. So that said, cleanliness is next to godliness. That's right, Ray Hogan, Stamford, Connecticut represent. Hey, you may not know this, you may be new to this game, but there is a Patreon page that supports this show, and this show needs your support now more than ever. If you're a lover of the show, if you're a lurker, please come in from the cold. There's a $2 tier, you cheap fuck. There's a $5 tier, a $10 tier. Please support the show. Really need your support to keep the party going. What else? Black and Blue Bowl is on Saturday and Sunday. Tickets, there's going to be walk-up tickets that are available. Looking forward to that. Nancy Burrill book event is May 14th. We got the Bowery Electric shows coming up May 22nd and June 26th. I will be in Germany at the Cortex store in Berlin signing copies of my new book. Yeah, The Exploited's coming. I'll be there. Exploiter playing down the block from where my girlfriend lives. There he is. There he is. Come on now, buddy. Glad to have you aboard, man. You got to come on the show and talk soap with us soon, man. All right? Yeah, $2 is cheap, you know? A lot of people are takers. A lot of takers out there, you know? They just take. Yeah, Contos, I wish you were here too. Oh, I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running after the same. All right, enough silliness. Any questions for our guest, Kevin Vonesper, or for Green Jelly, for that matter? We better hope this dude doesn't come on. And if he does come on, he better be ready to scrap, because I'm gonna lambaste this dude if he comes on the show. You know? Yeah, he's gonna get it if he comes.
That's the first Green Jello record from 1984. He
Wow.
recorded this at his mom's house.
Wow.
And I wanted to shout out that they have a new album came out last year on Cleopatra Records, Garbage Band Kids. Check it out. Made by fans for fans.
I feel bad that the whole thing's going to collapse on him, and now that he disrespected the show, his whole world is going to collapse. I feel bad for him. But
Well, if anyone has any haunted garage or green Jello questions, I could field all of them.
Yeah,
and please go to dookiedoc.com. Check out my trailer. Check out the documentary fundraiser. We should get Bill Manspeaker on.
We're trying.
He's in the middle of the desert right now, so he's having some difficulty.
Is this directed at you? Does he still own Muscle and old school WWF toy action figures? I believe he was the wrestler Hawk Road Warriors for Halloween.
I don't know about the Hawk thing, although I was on TV with a Legion of Doom shoulder pad once when I was a kid, and it was on TV for a wrestling event. He did, before he turned his house into a studio, he did have like a little toy store, so he very well might. He loves his toys.
Don't shun Drew, Dead End Road. That's a good one, shun.
That's your other hardcore band name.
We're shun.
Yeah.
I got to write shun. That's a good one. Shun. We're shun. Whoa. Yeah. There you go. Lambasting. Yeah. I'm gonna lambast this guy. As soon as he comes out, you know what? As soon as this guy comes on, it's gonna be a scene. Kevin, are you going to Stimulate in May? Is there anyone from that scene that's got interesting lore with Haunted Garage?
I should be there. I forget which one that is going to be, but I am the resident videographer of the Stimulate party run by Chris Smack, and hopefully the carpet guy will be there.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Yeah.
Sure. I don't think any of them really have history with Haunted Garage since it's an East Coast party, but go check it out. It's gonna be fun.
You know, you mentioned Chris Mack, and you mentioned Kevin Carpet.
Yes.
My girlfriend is friends with both of them, and Kevin Carpet is an interesting dude. We should get Kevin Carpet on this show.
I bet you he'd do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about Kevin Carpet.
Well, I don't know him very well personally, but I know him for at least over a decade. I've been seeing him wrap himself in a carpet and lay below the bar at clubs and kink parties, and people step on him, and he loves it. And respect to him. He really gets what he wants, and people enjoy it, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, and Rin says that she knows Kevin Carpet. My gal told me that she ran into Kevin Carpet in the street here in New York, and he said, "Hey, you want? Can I step on? Can you step on me here?" And she was like, "Yee, not right out here on the sidewalk."
Yeah. But he actually has been a carpet while I've played on stage before too. So you always know it's going to be a good show when the carpet's there.
I'm intrigued. Is he like totally wrapped up in the carpet? Is his head sticking out, or you literally cannot see him at all?
Yeah, so he has like a little visor in the carpet for his eyes, but otherwise he's just totally like wrapped up like several layers. I don't know how he does it exactly, but I've seen him without it too, but not when he's at the clubs, he's usually got the carpet on.
You know what it is, bro? Once you go into the carpet, life outside the carpet just seems hollow and shallow. You know?
For real.
I mean,
living that carpet life.
Seriously. Ray Hogan asks, have you attended Phil Anselmo's Horror Fest?
No, but that does sound fun. Shout out to Phil and Bill, the band by Phil Anselmo and Bill Mosley, the horror actor who is in my documentary Chop Top from the Texas Chainsaw movies, and Otis from the Rob Zombie movies. He's an old Haunted Garage fan and friend of the band. So he's in the documentary talking about Haunted Garage.
Oh yeah, thanks, Mike LaRouche. Rest in peace, Howie Pyro.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Who I knew, who was a early punk legend here in New York. There's some interesting footage. Talk about the Misfits. Who's your friend on here? The Misfits dude.
Jeff Brumis.
Yo, Jeff, you see that early Misfits? It's not even Misfits. I don't think it's fair to call it Misfits footage. It's on YouTube. It's actually Jerry Only, but Howie Pyro is singing, with Jerry Only and a couple other people. It's on YouTube. It's like Misfits, but it's really not. It's like Jerry, maybe the Misfits drummer, but yeah.
They had some weird lineups in the middle there.
Hey, Daisha, what's up, hon? I hope you're well. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. All right. You know, people are, yeah. Yeah, of course. Once you go in the carpet, you never come out. You know?
He loves it. And
Good
I
thing.
always encourage, if there's a girl that is new to the party, I tell them you got to step on the carpet. It's like initiation.
Thomas asks, you said you were a fan of Suicide City, Billy G said. Did you ever see them live?
Yeah, many times. Every time they played in New York almost. And I filmed a bunch of them too.
Who was the band that we toured with? It was ICP, Biohazard, and this, not No Redeeming Social Value, another really kooky band. What the fuck was the name of that band? They were really cool. We got to really like them.
Someone Google it.
Yeah, anybody remember out there? Was an ICP, Biohazard, a really quirky band, sort of reminds me of Suicide City. Really kooky band. And I remember
Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Yeah, I actually opened for them once.
Well done, young man.
I have a great story where when I was in college, I had this band called Putty Root, and we covered a Mindless Self-Indulgence song, and they were playing a show that we went to at Birch Hill Nightclub in Old Bridge, New Jersey.
Of course.
If you remember that place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They used to do hardcore shows, right?
I'm a little older than you. I remember that place.
Yeah.
I saw Slayer there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw GWAR there once too, but Mindless Self-Indulgence was playing a show there with Deadsy and Murder Dolls, who we were talking about before, so I saw AC.
Was Deadsy AC? No.
No, AC was in the Murder Dolls at the time. Deadsy is the son of Cher and Greg Allman.
That's it. That's Devin Allman. Devin Allman, right?
His name is oh god, I'm only remembering his fake name, but it will come to me.
Right.
But point being, after the MSI set, we threw a demo to him. He was like signing autographs by the stage, and I swear to God, he caught it in his teeth. And then about a week later, we got a call from their management.
Oh, Elijah Blue.
Elijah Blue, that's correct.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's Greg Allman and Cher's son.
That's right.
All right. Shout out, yo. You know what? All right, hold on.
Okay,
go ahead.
I'll finish my story. Yeah, well, we threw a demo at Jimmy Urine from MSI, and he caught it in his teeth. And a couple days after, their manager called us to open for them. They were doing a show at Club Chrome in New Jersey, if you remember that. And we opened for MSI, and the other band was New York Rocks, I believe. And I'm getting confirmation that Bill from Green Jelly is pulling over now to call into the show. Better late than never, right? Yeah, let me see if I can. I can't click these comments and get them on the screen like Drew does, but Ashley says Deadsy was a great band. I love Deadsy. They're supposedly coming out with a new album soon. The Key to Gramercy Park. Yeah. I actually hated them when I saw them live, but I got into them really deeply later when I discovered their studio work. The show was better with just Kevin. Oh, thank you. I can pull the weight of both parties here.
All right.
I got a confirmation that Bill is pulling over to call into the show right now. I know. So get ready for 5 minutes of excitement.
We could go a little longer.
Yeah.
I was just looking, on a previous show, I was talking about my love for Southern rock, and this guy who I'm going to show, this guy Bill O'Leary, sent me this book. He's a photographer of I don't know where the fuck I put it. I'll have to dig it out for one of the next shows. But fuck did I? How do you lose something like that? But he sent me these green jelly photos that I showed you.
Oh yeah, you want to save them for in a few minutes?
Yeah, of course. Does Kevin know a band called Orgy? Of course, I remember.
Yeah,
that.
I actually just filmed them a couple weeks ago at the Dark Side of the Con convention in New Jersey. That's a Vampire Freak event.
Jay sings for them, right?
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, and Jay. All right, I'm gonna get in trouble here.
Who else? Chris Contos would know this. Amir was in that band that was in Rough Cut.
Yeah, Amir and those guys are in a band called Julian K now, and they played a different day of that weekend, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Amir's
and I-
not in Orgy anymore, right?
Not anymore. But the interesting thing about Jay Gordon is before Orgy, he was an original member of Dead Z, and I always call Orgy bootleg Dead Z because they kind of stole their sound and made it top 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all connected. Yeah, I have we have some stories about Jay Gordon from the convention, but it's not the forum to talk about that
I have
here.
fond memories of them when back in when Biohazard, when we were in Hollywood recording State of the World Address. We hung out with those guys a lot, and that's right when they had that. It was a New Order song they had.
Yeah. How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Yeah, that was a killer version of that song.
Great.
Still holds up today.
It was great, and they were great live.
Blue Monday.
Yeah, they were great live. We went and saw them live a couple times early on. I haven't seen them in a minute, but early on, they were really like, wow, they were doing it, man.
They were energetic. They had a great band. Actually, Carlton from Dead Z is in Orgy now, so I saw him play a couple weeks ago.
It's all very
Very incestuous, yeah. And he was also in Stabbing Westward and The Dreaming, and just like one of those guys who's in any band that's touring and needs a guy, he's in it from LA.
Well, it's also like a lot of the, in lack of a better term, these hair bands now. Like the same guys are like in Rat and Skid Row. It's like Robbie Crane, like this dude, that dude, Carlos.
Eric from the Murder Dolls is in the Genitorturers and Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh, Pretty Boy Floyd, bro. That was like, they were the Antichrist back. We hated them, boy. We haven't heard that in a minute. Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah, they're on tour, I guess. I don't really know much about him, but
who'd you say is in Pretty Boy Floyd?
Eric, he was in the Murder Dolls.
Oh wow.
And also
Jizzy Pearl.
Genitorturers now.
Jizzy Pearl sang for like, Rat, what was Jizzy Pearl's, would he sing for Black and Blue originally? Jizzy Pearl? Yeah.
That's an audience question. I'm not as well versed in my hair metal as I am with the bands that put stupid shit on their head.
I'm good. I can go deep on hair metal.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Paulie. Why didn't Haunted Garage ever tour the East Coast? I'm surprised that I'm just hearing about them today.
Yes, and that means you're my target audience because this is not necessarily for the people who know about them. If you know about the band, you're probably in this documentary. And that's a good question for Brian Slagle from Metal Blade. Why did they not ever make it to the East Coast? God damn it. Give them some tour support back in the day. And apparently Dookie has never actually been to New York at all. So maybe I'll have some kind of premiere here of the film and bring him out here.
Yep.
They got to Europe with the Cramps, but
oh, look at that. Ray Hogan with the super chat for $1.99.
Oh, yeah. Paying the bills today.
Boy, thank you. Come on, Ray. Ask a question for that. That $1.99.
Yes. Give us a good one.
Yeah. Al Mitchell, Circus of Power. Yes. Chris Contos, Machine Head, the Boneless Ones. Yeah. Love Hate. Jizzy Pro sang for Love Hate. Jizzy sang for LA Guns. Jizzy sang for Rat. Yeah. Sang for everybody, this fucking guy.
One of those guys.
I like a lot.
They need a franchise band so they can just show up and play and walk on stage like Bill does.
Well, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Any books on B movies you can recommend?
Yeah, I guess Lloyd Kaufman's book about filmmaking is really great because it was really kind of written by James Gunn anyways.
Sure.
All I learned about filmmaking.
James Gunn, famous for the Guardians of the Galaxy series. Although he got fired from the latest one on some bullshit.
No, he's back.
Oh, he's back?
Yeah. They rallied for him hardcore. And
man, that was so weak.
Yeah,
that was right at the height of the burn him. He's a man.
Yeah. That was some cancel culture bullshit. So what? He made a bad joke.
I'm calling bullshit on that one. He made a bad joke. I make lots of bad jokes.
Yeah, exactly. We all do, especially in this kind of scene that we're talking about.
He's a talented guy.
I know him from Tromeo and Juliet, his first movie for Tromo Movies.
Yo, I went to a screening at the MoMA, the Metro, the Museum of
see
Modern Art, a Romeo and Juliet screening.
Oh wow! When it
And,
first came out, or more recently?
No, it was recently, and you know, the whole gang was there, Lloyd and Toxie and the whole bit. Yeah, it was a special screening, you know.
That's great. Yeah, they have a new one out called hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm.
Yeah.
I heard it's really great. The singer of my band Vonesper is in the background there.
Yeah,
somewhere. I haven't seen it yet.
they've been shooting that for a while. They've been shooting that.
It's out now. It's out. They're doing the.
They were shooting that like years ago. I remember that. Yeah.
But I'm sure the pandemic took a real hit on the production.
Zukowski says Family Values tour with Korn, Ice Cube in 96-ish with Orgy. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Deadsy did, I think, 97 maybe. Or maybe 2000. Sorry, maybe in the 2000s.
Here.
Maybe both.
Gene Hoglan calls himself a drumming whore. Dark Angel, Death, Strapping Young Lad, Deathlock, Testament, Anthrax, fill-in tour. Yeah, no, Gene was in Fear Factory too. That dude's got
Oh, dude, that guy's feet are like should be a national treasure.
Hey, Chris Contos, who's got the sickest feet in the business? Who's got the sickest feet? We'll ask.
Hey, look, Eric Erath. Oh, where's my props?
All right, quickly.
Is the current guitar player, well, of the last lineup of Haunted Garage right here, and one of the co-producers of the documentary. Send him a link. Get him in here. You want to come in here, Eric?
Yeah, Gene was in Fear Factory. Dave Lombardo. Yep.
Dave's in every band. He's in Testament now, who used to tour with Green Jelly. And of course, I saw him with the Misfits at MSG.
Is that right? First Family Values tour was 98. I was drunk as hell at the Tarrant County Convention Center. Korn, Rammstein, Ice Cube, Limp Bizkit, and Orgy.
What a lineup.
Hey, by the way, you are the first guy to wear a tie on the show.
Ah, I gotta represent. I know. I'm not.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not as hardcore, I suppose.
Nah, listen, that's hardcore, and it's okay.
It's my press outfit.
Yeah,
Gotta be professional. That's a good place to clip the clip my microphone here.
Yeah, Gene Hoglan would be good on the show. I'd like to talk to him for sure.
You know, I have a funny Death Clock story that relates to Green Jelly. I actually did an interview with what's the guy who started Death Clock? Brandon Smalls. Yeah, he's the guy, the singer, and also the guy who started the whole show, Metalocalypse. I filmed an interview with him for Vampire Freaks. It was at Roseland, I believe, which I don't think is there anymore, right? Roseland closed down.
Oh yeah, they tore it down.
Yeah, and it sucked because I could have stayed for that sold out show, but I was playing with Green Jelly that night at the Paper Box in Brooklyn, so I had to miss it.
Wow.
That was a tough night because Monster Magnet was also playing somewhere else that night.
Chris Conto says sickest feet. Oh, whoa. Someone's coming through. Someone's coming through the wire.
Really?
What's this? Hey, who are you?
Hey, that's Chaos. Hi,
going
Chaos.
Hi.
What's up? Bill
Hi,
Manspeaker.
sorry about that. I was driving.
Hey, wait. Hey, Bill. Hey,
no
Bill, wait.
internet.
Hey, Bill, let me do an intro for you. Hold on. For over 40 years, our next guest has been the force behind American comedy rock band Green Jelly, formerly Green Jello. He's also the host of Green Jellovision Music TV in Hollywood. He's out on the road right now playing shows and is coming to us from scenic Gallup, New Mexico. Please welcome Mr. Bill Manspeaker.
Wow.
Hey!
You got a celebrity on the show. When's he coming on?
Hey,
I don't know. We're waiting for him.
Bill Manspeaker's going to be on the show. Wow.
I feel like I should have shaved my head for this
I
one.
heard he's an ass. He's not very nice.
Hey,
That's
how's
what I heard.
Gallup?
You
What's
know,
happening
Kevin,
in
you were
Gallup, New
out on
Mexico?
tour with him.
That's right. I was out on tour with you. I know how the chaos ensues.
Oh,
Hey,
there's so
how's
much
Gallup,
gas
New
right now.
Mexico?
How's
I
New
got
Mexico?
well, I have 8 cars filled with 22 people.
Wow.
who have never been out on tour ever. So I decided to go for it. and they were planning stuff. They planned it. And I'm like, what are you planning for? Do you know that you're going with me, right?
It's tough to plan Bill
stopped off at the
Manspeaker.
world's largest pistachio.
Hey, somebody sent me some pictures of you that you probably that have never been seen. I guess this is going back a couple of minutes, huh? You see that?
Oh, geez, that's from 1993.
Yeah, it's Bill
I
O'Leary.
made those 3 little pigs out of Tupperware bowls.
Wow.
Let's see, that's 1993, and that is, let's see, I'm going to say that's May 15th, 1993. That looks like I can't tell because there's nothing there that I can tell.
Well, there's more pictures.
Definitely May of 1993.
Here, I got another one.
Was that on tour with Testament and Propane?
Yes, that's what that tour picture's from. Definitely.
We were just talking about Testament.
Here's another one.
Testament.
Here's another one.
I worked at a mint factory. I was the tester, and I had to test the mint.
There you go.
And that's how we came up. And that's how we came up with the band name. And of course, my wife's here today. It's Mother's Day.
Hi, Brenna.
It's Kevin the dinosaur.
Queen Bee, what's up?
What's up? How are you?
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
God damn, is that your wife or your daughter?
That's my wife. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw their wedding in Niagara Falls.
One hit song when she wasn't even born.
Good. Hey, Bill, I want to ask you about, let me put this up here. Could you give us a little perspective on Haunted Garage and kind of your history with them and just give us a little take on it?
Well, Duce was one of the most influential people that I met instantly when I came to Hollywood, which was 1987. I had just drove 3,000 miles to be on a game show called The Gong Show, in which I won Lee Press-On Nails, a year supply, but that's a different story. So anyways, I drove out to Hollywood to become be on this game show. And on my way there, my car broke, so I couldn't get home. So I had to stay in Hollywood. So I got a job and I recruited some band members. And we just started playing around town. And suddenly this very bizarre man approached me named Duce Flyswatter. And he was very happy that there was another weird costume band like his. And his band's name was Haunted Garage. And at the time, there was no other bands like it. You know, Duce was doing that in Hollywood. And then GWAR was just beginning to do that in Virginia. And I had started my Green Jello band in Buffalo in 1981. So we all kind of started at the same place or the same place in time. But Duce was the only, the smartest one to actually live in Hollywood. Because, me doing it in Buffalo wasn't very productive, So when I moved to Hollywood, there was no other bands like us. So Duce instantly became my friend, and before you knew it, I was making costumes with them, hanging out with them on a daily basis, and playing a lot of Haunted Garage shows. Duce was definitely the leader of the entire punk rock underground scene in Hollywood at the time, which was late 80s, and where it was very dominant with heavy metal bands. So instead of me moving into town and meeting Axl Rose, I moved into town and I met Duce Flyswatter, who completely changed my life for the better, and way better than if I would have met Axl Rose. So.
Yeah, Chris Offinger says, I saw Haunted Garage at the I-Beam in San Francisco. Friggin' killer show. One of my favorite shows at the I-Beam.
I believe I have a video of that, Chris.
Is that right?
That's right.
I played the I-Beam several times also. It was a really great venue. And in fact, I probably got that show because of Dookie. So.
Hey, Bill, are you born and raised in Buffalo?
I was born and raised in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. And then in the early 70s, my mom brought me to California for a vacation. And it was March. And it was 80 degrees. And I was like, Mom, what's going on with this constant summer place? You didn't tell me about the place that was always summertime. And she had this reaction of, well, we were born in Buffalo, and that's where our roots are. And if God wanted us to live in California, you would have been born in California. So I instantly moved to California as soon as I was old enough. And all my children were born in California, all three of them. Just, just because it's just a wonderful.
Eric Earth says.
Oops, did I lose you?
You're back.
Eric. No, we see you.
Oh, I'm in the middle of nowhere, man. I'm so sorry.
No, you're still with us.
We see you.
Are we there?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Eric Erath walked out of them at the Chatterbox in San Francisco, and now he's actually one of the longest members of the band.
Nothing's going on, man. I can't hear.
All right, hey, we'll see you later, Bill. All right, well, that was cool.
Well, we got him. We came through with our promises.
It happened. I wanted to ask him about this guy. Hold on. I wanted to ask him about this guy.
Oh no! Don't ask him about that guy.
No,
they don't talk anymore.
Okay, bad idea.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. I mean, maybe you'll get a good story out of it, but he's one of those crazy Green Jello members, I think.
One of those like Green Jello guys that we don't like anymore, right?
That's apparently.
All right. Well, hey, it's been fun, man. We
did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We took a little side trip on Drew Stoned Films.
Hey, at this point, I don't get stressed out about much anything anymore with this show,
It's not worth it.
I mean, the technology bums me out a little bit. It was a little bit of a struggle, but I want to tell everybody out there that the film is the life and slimes of Dookie Flyswatter. And, anybody you want to shout out?
I guess my co-producers are helping me hold it down, and just all the people who have helped me out, and I shout out you guys for staying with us, and hopefully you check it out. Give me some money to finish the film. If not, that's cool. Share it with your friends. Someone you know is going to be interested in this. Help a brother out with some DIY filmmaking. Definitely shout out Eric Erath, who helped me a ton while I was in LA and has been a member of Haunted Garage for longer than most people have, except I think he's the longest member of Haunted Garage except for Dookie Flyswatter, technically.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, well, he was in the band for a lot of inactive periods, but also kind of held it down for the reunion.
That's a good way to rack up a lot of years because you're not out there getting road worn, you know?
Yeah, and definitely check out the album Slender Man and Other Strange Tales that he plays on, produced by Paul Rossler. It's now on Spotify. It has their latest track, Surf Nazis, They Must Die, inspired by the Trauma movie that Dookie Flyswatter is a main character in. So shout out to those guys and Andy Chavez as well, the guitarist. Satan. I don't think it's the same Satan that's coming on your show, but one of the Satans.
There's a couple of them out there.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful. Maybe they're trying to trick you.
All right, man. Hey, all the best, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. DukeyDoc.com, DUKEYDOC.com. Not like that Green Day album.
See you later. Hey, there you go. That was an interesting one. Very enjoyable. Kevin Vonesper, Bill Manspeaker showed up from Green Jelly. We pulled it off. What is this? Yeah, it was interesting. Come back to Winters, Drew. Hey, funny you should say that, Chris, because we just got asked to play Crash Fest again, but it's not going to be at Winters this time. I think Crash Fest is going to be up north. So I think, oh, you know what? Get a load of this. Want to see something cool? We will be playing, and we will be playing in front of this. What's up? Yeah. Woo! Got the new backdrop. Yeah, Portland. That's right. We're going to be playing. We'll be playing Crash Fest. I think Incendiary Device is playing October 9th. So we're probably going to do Portland. We might do Seattle. We might do San Francisco. We're trying to figure out what the move is. So Incendiary Device will be coming out. Yes, Vinny Doug. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. All the mothers, women of the pit. Al Mitchell shouting out Circus of Power. Playing the whiskey pretty soon. What else? I think we're good. Contos, we got to play together, Chris. Are you guys playing, or are you going to be hanging? Yeah, hopefully we'll see you. Is that a cape? Yeah, that's my new cape, bro. It's the Incendiary Device. It's the backdrops are always nice before they end up with beer and puke on them, Yeah, it's the new band backdrop. Yep, just came the other day. It's a cape. It's my cape. Yep, it's gonna jump off tonight. Incendiary Device, and it's fireproof, so it leaves this nasty. Thanks, Michael, and of course shouting out Grunge and Grime Soap Company. I'm kind of dusted today, man. Come to New Hampshire, sure. Our first show is the 26th here in New York. We're recording. Yeah, try to get on the show, Conto, so that we can hang out, bro. Yeah, it's Michael Borovina, right? Good dude, great promoter, great promoter, great guy, man. Really treated us with respect last time we came out. A UK tour? No, we don't have any UK tour planned. We're actually demoing stuff out now. Looks like Zumba's going to produce the record. First show is June 26th. A couple other shows. We're going to come out west. We're going to get a record done, and then we'll take it from there. So, but we're excited. Got a bunch of new music and kind of leaving the past behind. Thanks, Ray Hogan. Yeah, come out to Portland. Portland's nice, from what I remember. Last time I was come to Connecticut. Where will we play? Cherry Hill Station? Come to the UK. Yeah, we're going to be on that Biohazard reunion tour. You can bet your ass on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Contos, I'll connect you. He's on Facebook. I know, right? Me too. Joe, it's funny. I love the guests, but I also love it when we just roll with the punches. You have this shirt on. You have this shit on lock. Thank you. Yeah, I don't sweat it anymore. Thankfully, we have a great audience. Yeah, Cherry Tree Station. Call. Yeah, right. Thanks for reminding me. I had to call your mother. Call your mother. You know. All right. Listen. See you guys a week from today with the Life of Agony doc. And till then, do good things, and good things will come to you. Ye. You. Like the Fonz. Remember the Fonz? What's the thing with the Fonz? He couldn't say, I was wrong. I was roo. Was that the word that, what's the word that the Fonz couldn't say? Was it that he was wrong? Or I'm sorry? What was it with the Fonz? Anybody? Nobody knows that one? Hold on. Love. Was it love? Is that what it was? That's a good one, man. Love. Okay, it was love. I was wrong. Love. All right. Hey, it's all good. Good show. We'll see you in a week. I'll be down in Florida with the rock star Arnie Stone. Until then, my friends, my people, love you all. Do good things.